I know you touched on this last night. It's been a topic while you've been here about the team playing fast, whether or not you're a fast skater or not. What are the elements that have to happen so it results in you guys playing a fast game?
Well, it's funny because we had a meeting today, and I talked to our group about the pace that we play at. And, I think players can get faster foot speed, but only minutely. And to do it between now and the game against Carolina or now and Christmas, I'm not sure that really happens that much. A lot of that stuff happens in the off season. So how do you play faster? You work into position, so you're not lazy coming back, and you create a little separation so you have time to make a play. Passing makes you much faster. So the quick, efficient teams are on the tape, off the tape, and it happens fast and quick. Therefore, you got good puck support. And your read and react makes you quick. If there's a pause in your game, if you're, something happens and you've got to stand there for 10 or 15 fractions of a second just to read what's going to happen next, you're usually too late. So I don't think we're going to get quicker skating-wise, but I'm sure we can work into position better. I think we can puck support better, we can pass the puck better, and we can read and react better. So those are the 4 areas that we're trying to massage our team a little bit to get quicker.
And there's lots of work that needs to happen with the team. There's also, unique to hockey, a degree of puck luck. Your team is shooting 3% 5-on-5 over the last 3 games, and your number 1 goalie is about an .850 save percentage 5-on-5.
Those are some ugly numbers, aren't they?
Those, well, and I guess where I'm going with this is, you've got all whatever you would need in terms of delivering the message, but you also have to factor in that your team's in a cool spot on 2 different fronts.
Well, in today's world of analytics, numbers are thrown at you from all different angles, and I think that's one of the issues with our team. Like we attempted 86 shots on goal last night against a pretty sound defensive team. And that's great. We can say that number's a productive number and all that type of stuff, but we didn't get much out of it. So there's that side of the coin. What can we do to generate more offense? Can we be faster with our shot selection? Can we be quicker to loose pucks? The ones that are laying in the blue paint, are we getting to or are they getting to? So that's the offensive side. The other number is on the defensive side. And when you're struggling at both ends of it, you rob Peter to pay Paul, and it's a vicious cycle or circle, if you will. And the more and even cheating, I wouldn't even say we cheated. We cheated against Winnipeg. Last night, we made some poor puck decisions and some poor passes, just blind stuff. We didn't cheat, but the more we pressed, the worse it got at the other end, and it got away on us. So there is the both sides of that coin in that story. I don't believe our team's going to shoot at 3% for the rest of the season. And I don't believe that our goaltenders are going to have an 860 save percentage or whatever it's been over the last 3 games, because we're going to help them with success, and we're going to get hungry at the other end.
Todd, are there things that Maroon and Lucic and Strome and the other guys other than Connor and Nuge has got a couple of goals, and Leon, are there the stuff that they're not doing to score goals?
Well, there are moments in the game, yes. Maybe they're on the outside when they should be on the inside. But I look at, you take Patty Maroon, for example, he's got himself on the score sheet for 2 or 3 games with helpers and contributed offensively that way. His forte is quick hands and good finish in and around the blue paint. And he's had some pucks last night. Connor came down wide and sent a backhand pass, and it just goes over a stick. Where when it's going well, that's going into the net. So some of that's concentration, some of that's the passer, the receiver. So moments of the game, there's things that they need to do better. And then there's just the natural finish, I think, that Stoff was alluding to at 3.3% or whatever it is. Those numbers have to go up. If they stay at 3.3%, we'll be the lowest scoring team in the history of hockey.
You're not getting enough, obviously, from your bottom 6 in terms.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not getting enough from our wingers. We're not getting enough from our bottom 6. Depending on where you slot Leon in, he's got a goal or whatever it might be. That may be the only goal we've got from our wingers. Our D are actually outscoring them right now. So there has to be more productivity from them. And if you're not scoring, you can't be giving up 6. So figure that part out.
Big picture this a little bit. The average fan out there, his number one question is, after watching that terrific game to start the season and now watching the last 3, is what happened?
Well, I guess I'm an average fan because I'm asking that question too. Like that initial game that we played against Calgary here at home, one, our goaltenders didn't get tested a lot. I'd like to think that was because of how we played. Maybe our opposition didn't play as well as they would like as well, but we didn't get tested a lot in our end. We didn't have a lot of issues moving the puck and coming out of our end. Yet when you think about it, it was 1-0 in the third. Connor scores the empty netter to make it 3-0. You know, so it was Connor kind of carrying our offense. We didn't get much more from our other group that night, but we were much better defensively.
And on the other question I think they're asking, and I know it's way more complicated than the simple answer, but what happens next?
Well, next we play against another team that I consider very well structured, very similar to what Ottawa does. They may not have the offensive firepower that Ottawa does, but they're going to play and they're not going to beat themselves. So we'll have another test, and where do we go from here? We'll come out of it. I don't have a crystal ball to say it's going to be the next night or the next night, but like I told our group, we've eaten up 8 of 164 points now. So there are a lot of points that are still available. That part of it, and I was asked this question, I think, last night by Spec, you know, are you in a hole? I don't think we're in a hole point-wise, but we're in a hole play-wise. And the play part of it comes well before the point part, so we'll keep working at it.
I'll take the bullet for Maddie today.
Maddie, it must be an injury question.
Yeah.
You're not? How come? Your mates are giving it to you now, hey? Well, let him out. I'll answer Maddie's question.
All right, fine. The Hall of Famer, go ahead.
I believe Drake's on IR and Leon is not at this point.
So with Leon, it started as an eye issue. You made mention of concussion symptoms yesterday. Is there any clarification whether it's actually a concussion or not, and what his timeline might be?
Well, they're treating it as a concussion now. His eye, the swelling's gone down. His vision is what it's supposed to be. If he didn't feel off a little bit, he'd be playing. You know, and maybe I should clarify, those first 2 days, 2.5 days that we talked about, he had a black eye. His vision wasn't good enough to be on the ice. I never ventured to guess, or the trainers weren't telling me anything about a potential concussion. But as the time wore on, swelling went down, the eye got better, but he still didn't feel good. So that's where we're at.
Maddie, you want? Matt?
Are you going to build on that question?
Well, I'm actually going to ask you, you only have 12 forwards. How difficult is that when you've only got?
We'll likely have 13 soon.
Is Kelly getting signed?
Oh, you guys are not at this point that I'm aware of. So we'll be calling up a player right now. Okay. Yeah.